Starting off this week in the truss plant, Mr. Jonathan Staggs helped us put a TV up on this wall just to use for morning meetings, for videos, for education, for metrics during the day. Just a big upgrade for us. Thank you, Jonathan. You are always helping people across Husky succeed, and we appreciate it. Stephen in Murfreesboro noticed some transportation waste in these racks, the way they are in the orientation that they are. And he said, what if we change them to this? That would eliminate some transportation waste. And in the winter, when it's a little slick and icy, wouldn't struggle as much to get material in and out. So this is on Robo One. This is a saw we've had for over 10 years. And Abigail noticed some overprocessing as the wood would come off the end of that live deck. Sometimes it would land on edge like this, and you'd have to take it by hand and flip it down to the proper orientation. So she brought this up to maintenance, decided, hey, let's just try to bend those last little guide rails down so that it would slide down perfectly. And it works really, really well. Great improvement, Abigail. At the chop saw station near exteriors, Colin showing us how he marked the measurements out, so don't have to pull out a tape measure now, and extended the table to accommodate the maximum length that we're usually cutting there, just making his life easier. Great job, Colin. Corey showing us how it used to be at the chop saw near the interior line. Not very clear there, kind of a mess. He cleaned it up, much cleaner, just marking out standard lengths there of what we're cutting at that station. I wonder if it wouldn't be better to use the fast cap tape that we're using at Beasley. It might not, just because we're cutting mostly standard lengths there, but if it helps, we could get some. Colin showing us an amazing improvement he made over the weekend. So if we have to take apart a opening or a component, if there's a defect in panels and we got to take something apart, we were just cutting those wooden wedges. That's the before. A definite safety issue. Having your hand that close to the chop saw blade is less than ideal. And just a lot of hassle and over processing. That wooden wedge is going to splinter up as you use it. You might have to cut another one. And he found this purpose-built wedge at Lowe's over the weekend. A huge improvement when that kind of a defect happens. Colin, if we need to get more of those, let's do it. This is awesome. So this is round 2 for this improvement idea. We tried this on table 1, but table 1 is where we build a lot of the larger trusses, and that just requires many more SKUs, many more individual plate sizes. And so that didn't really work great on table 1. But on flats, you're dealing with a limited number of SKUs. So instead of picking plates in these little wagons and delivering them to flats, we eliminate that process and just stock them in here on these racks. It's a more working height, less motion waste. They can just pick what they need as they're building. And we'll see if that works, running the experiment. Jesse's showing us in panels. So we had a standard spot for the lockout, tagout padlocks there, but we didn't have the paperwork along with it. So just built a little station there for the lockout, tagout paperwork. Great improvement, guys. Way to go. Dell's showing a great improvement in his design process where he can reassign a roof plane so he doesn't potentially create a defect and then over processing. I love finding tools that's already buried in the system and learning how to use them to their fullest. Dell, this is a great improvement. Thanks for posting. Jeffrey's showing a similar systems best practice, how to export out of Freshdesk into Excel so you can sort it any way your customer or salesperson might need. Just being very customer-centric there in the way we deliver that data that's in Freshdesk. Thanks, Jeffrey, for posting. This is a great improvement. Okay, I love this improvement. So we deal in quite a bit of European lumber, and the pieces per unit, the bundle count, is different in the European lumber than the US or Canadian. There's no standard to it. It's kind of all over the map. Huge hassle in doing cycle counts and huge opportunity for defects. So they cleared out a new area to create a standard spot for European material. Awesome improvement. Jumping over to Beasley, Ashley took time to take a number of the salesmen and coordinators through the basics of the Wickham Morehouse method. This is a takeoff method we use when doing window takeoffs to make sure everything is numbered in a standard way. Creates so much synergy between coordinator, salesman, installer. I heard Ashley, you did an awesome job. Thanks for doing this. This is incredible. Austin Anderson's sole play out of Nelson's playbook. It created a direction sheet between 424 and Beasley. That's a area of confusion sometimes for vendors and customers. So just create an easy map there with a QR code, and we've got it in Spanish. Austin, thanks for making this happen. So I mentioned the fast cap tape earlier. This is the chop saw at the front of Beasley near customer service. Used to have rulers just fastened there for measurements. So big upgrade moving to the fast cap tape. Way less room for defects. This is something we should continue carrying across Husky. Thank you, Corey. Austin Anderson showing us a huge sorting improvement here. So pocket door and barn door, soft close hardware, I believe. Anyway, items that need to be picked together were literally on opposite sides of the warehouse. So you'd have to take this huge trek all the way across the warehouse every time you need to pick that item. Just doesn't make any sense at all. Let's get things in the right spot. Let's sort them properly. This is a great improvement. Austin, thanks for noticing and taking action. Refugio making an improvement happen for one of his teammates. So Jason comes over and does a lot of the service on the forklifts here in the compressor room, and he asked for a spot to just have filters and oil and kind of just standard items that he needs, and Refugio built him this wonderful table. Thank you, sir. Juan fabbed up a huge safety improvement at the trimmer here for us. Just created this guard, and it's in plexiglass so you can see what you're doing. Really, really cool, Juan. Awesome job. Great improvement. Juan make an improvement to keep his extension cords and cables nice and neat. So instead of them getting all tangled up or having to use zip ties that you then over process to have to cut, just these little quick cinch brackets, I don't know what you call them, that can keep everything nice and neat. You can hang them from there, easy to take off. Really cool improvement, Juan. Dean made a template for exterior outswings, just given all the answers here where you ask the question, textbook stuff. And yes, probably a different color marker is the next improvement here. So we think about continuous improvement. This is awesome, Dean. Great job. Another standard location improvement, Dean for his tool pouch. So it's always with him. When he gets up from his desk, it's right there. It's Kaizen cornered out. He can just grab it and go. So we're now having dispatch do the calling the customer to confirm deliveries at Beasley. I think this is the right place to solve this rather than a bunch of different coordinators having to do it and dispatch wondering, have we called, have we not? Just centralizing that, I think, is the right thing. Just makes it easier to confirm that it happened every time. And Michael took that a step further and created a call log so the whole team back there can see who's been called, who hasn't, what the status is of different jobs. Great improvement here. Michael, makes a lot of sense. Way to go. I love to see the consistency with which we're making improvements every week. Everybody's learning to see waste and do something about it. Y'all should be really proud of yourselves. You're doing an incredible job, and everybody have a great week.